let's look at some online tools that you can resort to when you are using the Demographic and Health Survey. We are going to consider the DHS Program User Forum, the IPAMS DHS, Stats Compiler, the mobile app, the DHS Application Programming Interface, which is known as the API, the GitHub, and then the DHS YouTube channel. All right. So the DHS User Forum is just a platform that the DHS users always share their experiences. People post questions there for those who are more experienced to respond to. And these questions have been, or their discussions have been grouped into specific topics. So for instance, we have here today's messages, unanswered messages, show polls, message navigator, and then at this side, we have members search, help, register. So you can actually sign up on this platform, and then you can always log in to post your questions. Or if you don't want to sign up, but come here to find answers to specific questions you might have in relation to the DHS, that is also fine. So back to the topic. The topics have been grouped into biomarkers, child health, domestic violence, fertility, general questions, HIV, malaria, mortality, through to the last one, which is about questionnaire design. So I'm going to open one of them for you to see the sort of questions people have posed. So someone posed, hello, we made the individual record, which is the woman only with HIV results, and found that only 2,726 match observations, while there was this, and that. So later, another person also had this question following a response from, so this was a response to a question that someone asked in relation to the merging. So the DHS staff member was Tom, and then Tom gave specific instructions as how to merge the files to get the required number that the person is requesting. So that's basically how the DHS User Forum works. If you have any questions in relation to the DHS, you can always post it here for people to respond to you. Then the next important tool is the Stats Compiler. And then the DHS Program Stats Compiler allows users to make custom tables based on thousands of demographic and health indicators across the respective countries that the DHS are implemented in. And then the custom tables can be created, and you can view the tables as either tables or in maps. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you to see. So here you have data table, you have column chart, compare countries or surveys, you have line graph or compare trends over time, and then you have thematic map or view data geographically. So to get started, you choose a county or an indicator. So let's choose a country. So maybe let me choose Ghana. And the countries are arranged in alphabetical order. So Ghana, next. Then the next thing to choose is to select an indicator. So let me select the first one, which is total fertility rate. And then next. The data is still loading. Bear with us, it's taking a bit of time. Let me stop this and choose a different indicator. I'm going to choose a different indicator. Country, let me use Afghanistan. And then Sorry, it's taking a bit of time. Right? Do you want to try it from your end?
I think it should be a general issue because I'm also having difficulty opening that. So what we can do is that let's look at the other ones and then come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to the stats compiler.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. The next online tool is the DHS mobile app. And the DHS has created a mobile app that you can, depending on the type of phone you are using, being it an Apple or iOS or an Android phone, you can download the app via App Store to get real-time notifications about some of the DHS indicators or DHS surveys. So what I have done is I have downloaded that, and anytime there's an update or a new release of DHS data set in any country, I get notified that this country has released its data set or they've released their report, which is also very good. You sometimes also get notifications about some interesting things or additions that they have added to the DHS survey type. And currently, the most recent DHS survey version is the DHS 8, which has interesting variables such as disability issues and all that. The next online tool is what we call the DHS API, and this is developed for programmers, and it provides software developers access to aggregated indicator data from the Demographic and Health Survey program. And the API can be used to create various applications to help analyze, visualize, explore, and disseminate data on population health, HIV, and nutrition from more than 90 countries. The next one is the GitHub, which I love so much. And what the GitHub does is it is an interface that people share codes that they've used for different types of analysis, depending on the software that you are using. So people have shared their Stata code, SPSS codes, and then R codes. So if you are running any analysis that you might want to look at how other people have also run it using a different type of software, you can come to the DHS GitHub interface to look at the codes and commands that people have used to analyze certain types of data or variables within the DHS survey. And the next tool is the DHS YouTube channel. And this is another important online tool that has a lot of videos and educational content about the DHS. So here, if you look at the first video, performing cross tabulations and regression using DHS data in R. So they have different even versions. We have up to part 4. Okay, thanks, Bright. And then they also have another video setting the survey design using DHS in R part 3, creating new variables and all that. So the YouTube channel is a very important resource that you can use to learn most of the things about the DHS. So let's try watching the YouTube video about the stats compiler.
Are you constantly overwhelmed with your workload? Look at this schedule, perfectly organized and managed with every task.
Okay.
Welcome to the DHS program's Stat Compiler. Stat Compiler is a tool that allows users to build custom tables, charts, and maps from thousands of indicators across 90 countries. Stat Compiler is meant to help users compare DHS data across countries and over time. To that end, the data in Stat Compiler are harmonized to match standard definitions. Stat Compiler has undergone enhancements in recent years and now includes hundreds of new up-to-date indicators, additional features to customize your tables and visualizations, denominators, and a guided help. In 2016, the full Stat Compiler was made available in French. This quick video series will highlight these new features and take users on a tour of the basic Stat Compiler functionality. Before we start building our custom table, let's examine a few features on the home screen. At the top right, you'll see the English and French language options. By clicking on a language, you will launch the tool in that language. The entire site is available in both English and French. At the bottom, you will see the new guided help feature. It walks users through the steps to create custom tables, charts, and maps. As you use Stat Compiler on your own, you can engage the guided help at any point for tips or start from the beginning for a full tour. Let's start by building a custom table. First, click on Choose Country. You can choose your country or countries of interest in one of two ways: through this single alphabetical list of all 90 DHS countries with survey data in Stat Compiler, or through lists that are filtered by region of the world. For this example, let's choose Eastern Africa. Here you can manually select which countries in Eastern Africa to include, or you can select all. You'll note that there is a number in parentheses next to each country. This indicates how many surveys from that country are in the Stat Compiler database. You may want to take note of this if you are primarily interested in exploring trend data. Once you've selected all of the countries in Eastern Africa, hit Next. Now you are prompted to select your indicators. There are over 2,000 indicators in the Stat Compiler database. Almost every column in a DHS final report table represents an indicator. There are 3 ways to search for and select your indicators. First is through the list of most common indicators. This is approximately 20 of the most used DHS indicators across a variety of topics. Indicators by tags presents groups of indicators by cross-cutting topics and international indicator sets, such as the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. SDG indicators are spread throughout the DHS report, so finding them one by one would take some time. If you are looking for SDGs, these tags will help you quickly identify the right indicators. Finally, the complete list is the entire list of indicators available. It is organized in roughly the same order as the DHS final report. Click on the triangles to explore the many subtopics and individual indicators. You'll also note that there is a search box at the top. By typing a keyword, such as mortality, the list will expand and the indicators that contain your searched word will be highlighted in red. Note that you may need to scroll to find the highlighted indicators. For our demonstration, let's explore one of DHS's most common indicators: married women currently using any modern method of contraception. Check that circle and click Next. Based on our selections, a table has been created. The default table presents married women using modern methods of contraception for all of the surveys from the selected countries. To customize this table, add background characteristics, and visualize these data in charts and maps, continue to tutorial videos 2 and 3.